Mm. Assalamualaikum and very good morning, everyone. Uh, I will start for our forum today. So, Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all of you. Welcome to INBIOSIS Online Forum Series 9 to 2024. My name is Khairul Anwar Ishak. I'll be your moderator for today's online forum. And for today, I feel so grateful today because all of us is granted with good health, time, and have the opportunity to attend this online forum. And for your information, this is our fifth online forum held by INBIOSIS this year. Before we have organized four online forums with some collaborators such as MSBNB, FST UKM, and MNPS. So in future, there will be more webinar and online forums. So I hope that you all will join us again in the future. So for today, we are honored to have three distinguished panelists, which are Professor Dr. Rosli Ishak from USM, Associate Professor Dr. Haliza Katas from UKM, and also Technologist Dr. Norhayu Asib from UPM. So they are here to share with us their experience and knowledge in explaining and analyzing today's topic, which is science of formulation for food, agrochemicals, and pharmaceutical. So a bit of introduction. What is formulation science? Formulation science in its essence is the art and the science of combining different ingredients and compounds to produce a product with desired properties. It is to ensure that the right texture, stability, or bioavailability, or designing a solution that maximizes efficiency and safety. In short, formulation is the heart of product development in all these sectors. So without further ado, let's start our forum today by hearing from our first panelist. So our first panelist is Professor Rosli. Before that, allow me to introduce our first speaker to all of you. So Prof. Rosli is a professor of nutrition program at the School of Health Science, University Science Malaysia, Health Campus, Kota Baru, Kelantan, Malaysia. Currently, he is the Dean of School of Health Science at USM. His research team emphasized more on the utilization of natural agriculture byproducts into the popularly consumed processed food. Various low glycemic index based on this agriculture byproduct have been developed. So Prof. Rosli has been appointed as a junior faculty member from Siametrotrop Med RCCN Indonesia in the training of leadership for nutritionists in Jakarta, Indonesia. He was selected among top 10 innovators for Symbiosis project funded by Malaysian Technology Development of Malaysia, MTDSC, to facilitate the commercialization of functional and health cookie from oyster mushroom, also known as a Nutri-Mush cookies. So Prof. Rosli has published more than 120 articles in various index journals. So with Prof. Rosli, please enlighten us on the science of formulation, its important aspect, and perhaps discuss the industry concern and career opportunity in this field research. So Prof. Rosli, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the very kind introduction. Let me share my slide. Yeah. Now I'm sharing the slide. Can you see my slide clearly?
Yes, Prof.
All right. Is it moving? Is it moved to the second page?
Yes. Perhaps you could on the slideshow.
All right. So again, I feel very honored to share some of our research and research activity related to this webinar, Science of Formulation for Food, Pharmaceuticals, and Agrochemicals. So my talk today will be focusing more on the the experience of our team to develop food-based product, which is our intention is to increase the dietary fiber in the product that we develop, specifically for food product which is ready to eat, and also now we also focus on the ready to drink food product which is contains some functionality. So in this session, allow me to share some of our research and also experience, and also some tips, or maybe we can share together any other what we call for possible collaborative work later in formulating food for the certain group of people. We know that at the moment, food, the consumer also demand need to take the healthy food. So this is our what we call focus today. Try to develop food which is can that can meet the demand from the consumer. This is the content of my presentation, focusing on the common ingredient. Before that, I will introduce the problem statement, and then followed by common ingredient in formulation of food product, important aspect in food formulation, concern in food industry, and also career opportunity in food field, and also way forward of our research and activities. Yeah. Before I'm going further, let me brief you a little bit on the concern and also the situation, which is related to the situation, from our population. Yeah. So, as you can see from the product that we have in the market, normally they are high in sugar and also fat, and most importantly, this kind of processed food normally associated with the increase of the risk of having various type of non-communicable diseases such as hypertensive. When we take more sugar or more salt, if you visit more, you know, fast food restaurant, sometimes we don't aware that the product, sell in the fast food restaurant are high in sodium and also sugar. And also the sugar relate to the obesity, diabetes, and also not, then the product which is contain high sugar but low in dietary fiber, also associated with the prevalence of irritable bowel syndrome. So this situation quite alarming because from the research that from the survey from National Mobility Survey 2019, 2023, the latest one, see the what we call the increment in terms of the prevalence of non-communicable diseases, specifically diabetes, obesity, and other chronic diseases. This kind of situation will still occur, the skyrocketing because of the the intake of dietary fiber is very insufficient among our population, not only in Malaysia but also in other part of the world, in US, in the UK, and then in Malaysia only 6% or 6 out of 100 person, only 6% take sufficient enough of dietary fiber, which is 20 to 35 gram a day. This is equivalent to 400 to 500 gram of vegetable and fruits in their daily diet. But again, we don't have much what we call opportunity to take this, amount of dietary fiber in our daily diet. So that's why we think that this is important for us to design the food. So the our effort is we design the food that contains sufficient enough dietary fiber to be taken by our consumer. This is our what we call the our main research, and also when we develop food and also we design food according to the what we call the try to at least offer the consumer for them to take the healthy food which is high in dietary fiber in order to reduce the risk of having non-communicable diseases, diabetes, colorectal cancer, and so on. So we know already that the functional role of dietary fiber contributed by the soluble fiber, which is lowering down the cholesterol, LDL, and so on, and also insoluble fiber also trap the toxin, and also not forgetting insoluble fiber also important to clean our colon, and also reduce the what call to reduce the having inflammatory in our colon. And again, the benefit from various type of food. The food also contains some prebiotic component, which is can give our gut microbiota to have more nutrient, and then they can kill off the pathogenic bacteria in our gut system. So this kind of functional role of electric fiber is very important for us to understand. And when we develop product, of course, they also give certain functionality. For example, to give gel performing properties, reducing the risk of having irritable bowel syndrome, and also prolonging carbohydrate digestion, and also the not forgetting lower the postprandial glucose level. This is very important when we have more dietary fiber in food that we develop. And of course, the functional role of dietary fiber is very significant from our research. They reduce the glycemic index from the functional role of dietary fiber and also from the combination with other essential nutrients. So from this session, allow me to share some of our invention and also our experience in developing food product high in dietary fiber, and also the with the combination of natural sugar. Again, as I mentioned to you just now, two main ingredient which is need to be reduced in the formulation is salt and also sugar. So sugar and salt are very um, important or main ingredient in increase the flavor and also the organoleptic properties of the food. But again, sometimes the manufacturer and also the product available in the market high in sugar, high in salt, and so on. But for our research, we focus on the how to we maximizing the utilization of natural sugar from locally available fruits and vegetable in our country. Yeah. So I start with cornlet, and also I also will be sharing with you some of information where utilizing the oyster mushroom and also overripened banana, and also the this Capophycus awarazai seaweed. And also recently we also uh, invented product derived from winter melon. Yeah. So again, the features that we try to increase is uh, to increase the dietary fiber, and also some of essential nutrients also we try to maintain as much as possible. And some nutrients sometimes also present naturally, so we also exploit and also ensure that those kind of essential nutrients also still present when we develop the food product. First product that we develop is from baby corn or young corn. We say we already trademark as cornlet. Yeah? So this cornlet we prepare into powder form, something like this, creamy like color. So when we successfully develop this raw ingredient to be something like this, so you can see that the color is quite creamy like. And then again, we can replace the flour, common flour, which is all-purpose flour, wheat flour. Yeah. So this invention is important for us to um, to embark because of the essential nutrient from corn that is not only high in dietary fiber but also contain other essential nutrient, natural sugar as well, right? And also low in glucose level. Most importantly is when we want to develop a product that high in dietary fiber and low in glycemic index, we also look at the other functionality and also other nutrient that can also support the reduction of the glycemic index, which is the starch, the original starch from the corn. So after we process into powder form, then we of course we have to reformulation the product that we develop. Again, the formulation is very challenging because we want to to ensure that the acceptability from consumer in the higher score. So to make this effort, we have more than 10 years developing food product. Now we know already the composition of the how many percent of the flour need to be included. Yeah. So from our experience, normally varies from 4 to 10% of the flour replacement. So we do flour replacement, not 100% replacement, because of the optimization that we conducted. We found out that 4 to 10% of replacement is okay already, and then people manage to accept the product that we develop. As I mentioned to you just now, the more we added the dietary fiber from conlet into the formulation, the higher the amylosa, because the amylose is important to uh, to reduce the glycemic index. More importantly is the damaged starch from the conlet. As you can see from this slide, this micrograph shows that the flour, which is the starch from the conlet, gelatinous might and then disturb the hydrolysis of enzyme to hydrolyze the starch from wheat flour to produce the glucose. So from this phenomenon, the damaged conlet starch here reduce the rate of starch hydrolysis, thus able to slowly raise the blood glucose level. So this is the role of the damaged starch to reduce the starch hydrolysis, and then from this action, then from our research, we found out that the glycemic index is reduced. And then from conlet, we have processed into this powder form. And then we do a partial replacement of flour to replace a wheat flour. Then we develop a bread, and then the conventional cake, bahulu or star cake, and also sausages. And recently we also developed the traditional cake. Next is the oyster mushroom. So from the research that we conducted, main ingredient in oyster mushroom is high dietary fiber and also beta glucan. So these two, the beta glucan also partially under categorized of dietary fiber as well. So this specific ingredient or component or nutrient play their specific role in you know in increasing the functionality of the sausages, increase the what we call the stability, and also not affected the organoleptic property. Yeah? So for this automation, we only replace 6% of the dietary fiber from the automation to replace meat in sausages and also meat in burger, and then to produce more cohesive and springier as compared to the control sausages. And then when we tested to the rats model study to study the protein efficiency ratio and also digestibility, we found out that the oyster mushroom does not change the apparent digestibility and improve protein efficiency ratio in both beef and chicken burger. So we also conducted 6 months of intervention study for body weight reduction program involving more than 10, more than 100, sorry, more than 14 group of government agency in Kelantan. And then the finding that we got from this intervention is both meal replacement and portion control option were effective in reducing the percentage of their body fat, and then 10% of the workers successfully lose their weight after 6 months of intervention, and then 1 in 5 lose at least 5% of their initial weight from the intervention that we conducted. Of course, we also control their intake of to ensure that they take 1,500 calorie a day, and also they have to do physical activity in their daily diet for 30 to 1 hour every day for at least for 6 months. So this combination of balanced diet, and also regular physical activity, it is sufficient and also effective in reducing their body weight after 6 months of intervention. So from this study also proven scientifically that the dietary fiber played the significant role in reducing the calorific values and also gives some certain effective functionality. So from our research, we have successfully developed a powder from oyster mushroom. So oyster mushroom is locally available, but we don't take the premium one. We just take the broken one, the low grade. The main one we don't disturb because the main one can be sold as a premium product. Then we take the 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 fraction of pillars and cap, and also the stem already disintegrated from the main body of the mushroom. So we take the low grade one, they process into powder form, and then we develop low glycemic index with 4% only replacement with wheat flour, sufficient enough to get the low glycemic index of Nutri-Mush cookies, and then herbal seasoning, and then Nutri-Mush flatbread like paratha bread. GI value we get 53, which is low, still low. Under 55 is considered low, which is 15% of oyster mushroom replace with flour. So this one with 15% of oyster mushroom powder to replace wheat flour. And then, but for pasta, only sufficient enough for 10% only to replace wheat flour, already okay to reduce the glycemic index below that 55. And then again, we also successfully developed Nutri-Mush mushroom burger and also mushroom sausages. And then another ingredient that we focus is seaweed from the red seaweed group, which is Carboficus awarazai, and then dietary fiber also is there in this product. Then we already commercialize available in Shopee shop already. Then the next one is overripe banana. So this overripe banana is important for us to manipulate or because of the dietary fiber and also the sweetener. So two main component which is still um, present in this overripe banana is sugar. This is the first version of our product. Sugar is very thickened, look like a honey like, but it's still in the very thickened whiskers, and then we separated their dietary fiber. This is the dietary fiber from the overripe banana. So when we want to develop, we combine them together later. But again, when we separately study, there are a lot of sucrose and also fructose, but very low in glucose. So from this, what we call this characteristic important for development of the low glycemic index because low in glucose. Yeah. So the blood glucose level will be not spike in high, not increase tremendously because of the low glucose naturally present in the overripe banana sweetener. And also fructose, if you study the basic biochemistry, fructose is metabolized in our liver. So this kind of phenomenon will again start to reduce the glycemic index because the glucose will be later delay the formation of glucose because of the enzyme need some time to convert the fructose into glucose. So and then the high dietary fiber in overripe banana. Then application of banana we take in this stage 7 because if you go the supermarket, you don't people doesn't want to purchase because of this apparent issues. Because of this, you say that we don't want to get or purchase the product which is darkened or already going to be rotten already. So this is in stage 7. Normally people will throw it. So 1.4 million ton of banana being tossed every day or discarded every day because of the unattractive darkened color of the skin. But from our research, we found out that the stage 7 is still high in dietary fiber. So this is the latest version from here. So we get this recent version by implication of the the process we call by using technology using spray drying technique, then we managed to produce this kind of powder. So this powder contain high density fiber, and then also still a process of intervention study to be given to the diabetic patient for the reduction of the blood glucose level in a diabetic patient. So the next one is we have this winter melon. So winter melon also another important nutrient available, such as ascorbic acid and also gallic acid. And then from the preclinical study in rat model, we can see the both kidney and liver tissue of the product of the extract. This winter melon extract, we can see that liver and also kidney is very, show improvement of kidney and also liver. Um, resemble the normal kidney, but fermented, which is these show hydropic changes in proximal cumulative tubule. From this kind of intervention, this study found out that the protective effect of the extract from the winter melon in the diabetic kidney and also liver by decreasing the hydropic changes of the tubule. And then second aspect of this session is important aspect in the food formulation. We have to know your product. You need to know your product, the characteristic, whether they are water based or oil based or emulsion. So if the emulsion is dominant in your product, so you have to make sure that the stability of the product by utilizing the correct ingredient, the emulsion ingredient or emulsifying agent, to ensure that product in the emulsion stage is what we call stable. Yeah? And then the characteristic or behavior of key components, for example, fat globule size. Because if you don't control the fat globule, the fat globule will agglomerate together and then will get the emulsion breakdown, and also the formation of layer of fat at the surface of the product that you develop. So this kind of characteristic from your product, you have to control by utilizing certain technique and also technology, whether they are sensitive to light or not. So you have to package them according to the sensitivity to ensure that the product doesn't capture light and also heat. So this kind of what we call features important for us to ensure that they are not being destroyed during storage or before the product purchased by the consumer. Again, homogeneity of the ingredient, homogenized product is very important, specifically in product that is contain water and also oil in the the oil emulsion. So most importantly, the homogenizer, high-end homogenizer need to be used in order to reduce the size of the globule in order to ensure that product is stable. And then the important aspect in food formulation is by utilizing the appropriate technology. For example, in our case, we use hybrid solar drying system in order to preserve the nutrient. So the low thermal technique important for us to um, reduce the minimum or to minimize the losses of nutrient by applying the certain velocity of air. And also, when we use certain velocity of air with the reduced temperature, then we should be able to secure or to maintain the nutrient. The essential nutrient will be preserved. Then, of course, the product that we develop contain that certain nutrient, for example, polyphenol, fipronil, and so on. So this aspect is important for us to apply in order for us to capture or minimize the losses of the certain nutrient. In our case, we use this technique to dry the seaweed. And then we also use because some of the product, the nutrient very, sensitive to heat. That's why we use low heat in our dryer or hybrid solar drying system. And also fish drying is another technique that we utilize in order to preserve the component which is associated with the prebiotic property in this product. Yeah. So This is fish drying technique. When we developed the granola bar that contain prebiotic property. And then we also use the non-thermal technology using speed drying method to produce this winter melon extract. We also, use the overripe banana powder to being applied speed drying method to produce this two product. Yeah, winter melon intervention for diabetic patient and also overripe banana powder for diabetic patient as well. So this high-end technology is effective in preserving the nutrient and also give the facility for our intervention study. And then again, another non-technology thermal technology that we recently developed or we engaged with non-thermal technology, which is hyperbaric high pressure processing to minimize the bacteria and also preserve the nutrient, killing off the pathogenic bacteria, shelf-stable and also convenient for ready-to-drink food that we collaborate with PS Food. And then important aspect, again, combination of techniques. So you can also combine in the solar drying. We can also combine solar drying technique and also with fish drying and also with hyperbaric technology. But again, another technique or technology is we can also use retorting or retortable machine, which is retort. That's another technology that you can use or combine with other technology. And then this is our intervention using this winter melon. Then we found out that based on our recent study, we found out that the technology is important to minimize the losses of nutrient. And then we found out that the positive effect of the product, which is to lower down the complication of diabetic, which is from our research we found out that the positive kind of intervention demonstrate the efficacy of the winter melon extract supplement in terms of the controlling some variables in patient with type 2 diabetes. And then concern in the food industry, of course, they need the consistent supply. Is it local or sometimes if not sufficient from some local product, you have to import. So we have the difficulty in to have the standardized of product from corn, young corn, because of the young corn sometimes the nutrient is not stable because of the geographical differences, soil, and also the fertility of the soil and other essential nutrients like water and also environment pollution and so on. So we sometimes also have to import from China. So that is the trend from the from the industry. So if the local raw material is not sufficient, we have to outsource. Yeah. So sometimes good manufacturing, good what we call plantation practice, and also the contract manufacturing also important to ensure that the standardization of the raw material to be there before the product being developed. Again, the aspect of sustainable, the raw material must be sustainable and then easy to get and available. And sometimes we cannot depend on them imported because sometimes when the crisis of war affected the price of crisis in Ukraine and also Russia affected the price of wheat flour, and then also the soya also increased because of the uh, crisis. And then again, the reduction of our currency rate also affected the price of the raw material. So that's why we have to find the alternative to ensure that the raw material to be available in our country. So if not sufficient, we have to take the effort to collaborate with many agencies in order to increase the supply to ensure the sustainability locally available and also of course low cost. Again, if if we have the contract manufacturing, then we have the sufficient amount for the product development. Standardized composition is important because some of the bioactive compound rely on the pH, rely on the soil fertility, rely on the reduction of the contaminant, and then also the water, the nutrient, and so on. So composition of biotic compound also need to be standardized. So we have to ensure that the plantation to be systematically there, and then also involving many what we call um, effort, then collaboration with many party, with the private sectors and also agencies, government agency, and also certain company to or community to give to supply us the sufficient amount of the raw material for certain development. Yeah, and also available demand. So the product is have the demand, or if the product don't have the demand, so you have to create the demand. We have to create the demand from the product that we develop. So involving the marketing team, and also again there are strategy need to be there to how to create the demand from the product that we want to market. The final component is career in food field. Yeah, again, you expert in the formulation of the food, then you can become the entrepreneur. You can set up the company, and then the startup company is very very mushrooming now, because many institution now also encourage the researcher to open up the startup. Yeah? So again, a government servant like us, also the researcher also have the opportunity to create or to form a startup company or spin-off company derived from our research. So you can still become the scientist as a lecturer, and also like myself, I can say that we can become the food designer. So we design the food according to the demand that required by the population, and also there are a lot of uh, features or characteristics of the food that we can develop. So as a functional food designer, you should be able to develop certain food with certain functionality. Yeah, whether the food is high in certain vitamin for to increase the cognitive function, or the food that can reduce the cardiovascular diseases, to reduce the rhythm of the myocardial, or also maybe you want to increase the dietary fiber from certain prebiotic, yeah, so develop prebiotic or probiotic product. So these are the technology, the what we call the characteristic that you want to develop. Again, it depends on the demand. Then you need to also collaborate, and also again communicate with many parties or many agency in order to know the demand from the consumer. So again, the design for food is related to the demand, and also the trend. So sometimes at the moment, currently, our team focus on the replacement of sugar, to use the natural sugar to replace the processed sugar in order to reduce the glycemic index, and also can benefit the diabetic patient. So sometimes they also another effort to develop product for kidney disease and so on. So there are a lot of opportunity that can be um, can be explored together. So the way forward in our progress, so we still in the infancy stage. We focus on this study on the sulfated polysaccharide for this only this channel, yeah, this route, yeah, for glucose metabolism. And then we need more collaborator to study lipid metabolism, and also gut microbiota, by utilizing the hyperbaric technology to process to isolate the sulfated polysaccharide. And then again, involving the technology combination of drying, solar drying system, spray drying, and also hyperbaric, um, high pressure, utilizing low temperature to process the product. So yeah, this is the study that we intended to do. I feel free for us to collaborate together. So I would like to take this opportunity to encourage more collaborator to collaborate with us in developing more other more products, which is to meet the demand from the consumer and also the industry. So we have uh, a few company that already interested. So we need more collaborator together from this platform. So feel free to contact me to collaborate. And before I end this session, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizing committee for allowing me to share some of our what we call the effort in research, specifically in the designing food product. With that, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Thank you, Prof. Rosli, for the insightful and wonderful presentation on food formulation. Your explanation have truly made this topic very interesting. I am personally would like to explore more of your study, but we will reserve the question for the last session. But for now, we now proceed to our second panelist, so which is Associate Professor Dr. Haliza Katas. So before that, allow me to introduce her first by reading her biography. So Dr. Haliza is an associate professor in pharmaceutics at the Center for Drug Delivery Technology and Vaccine, also known as a CENTRIC, Faculty of Pharmacy, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. So she earned her PhD in pharmaceutics, specializing in the drug delivery system from the School of Pharmacy, University of London, in 2007. Her research focused on the drug delivery system for therapeutic protein and gene, especially RNA-based treatment like single RNA, cRNA, and dsRNA, as well as phytochemicals. She works on developing nanoparticles from chitosan and its derivative, and is also exploring the use of nanocomposite for the wound healing and fluid gel as a new treatment option for the patient with swollen ingestion difficulty. Her active involvement in research has earned her several awards, including the L Grant Entrepreneurship Life Tech Award 2024, the JT Special Award in Tech Planter Demo Day in Malaysia 2018, and many more. And now she has been recognized as one of the top 2% scientists by Stanford University and Elsevier since 2019. She has published over 80 journal articles, hold 3 granted patents, 3 filed patents, and also 2 copyrights. So, Dr. Haliza, the same thing, please enlighten us on the science of formulation in pharmaceutical. Perhaps the important aspect also discuss about the industry concern as well as the career opportunity in this field of research. So, Dr. Haliza, you may start.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Khairul Anwar, for such a kind introductions, and thank you as well to the organizing committee for inviting me as one of the panels for this interesting forum today. So for today, I'm gonna give an overview about the fundamental of formulations of pharmaceuticals. So for today, I'm not sharing any of our research finding, but mostly on our experience in formulation science. So if you wish to also get some research findings of our groups, the organizing committee may invite me one more time, maybe next time, all right. Okay, so before we dive into the core science of formulations, especially for pharmaceuticals, let's look at the difference between pharmaceuticals and drugs, the terminology first, so that we can understand about the context, or in the formulations of pharmaceuticals. Okay, first of all, okay. I'm sure you come across with these terminologies before, pharmaceuticals and drugs, okay? And if you look here, the terminology drugs refer to any substances that has physiological effect, yeah, when introduced into our body. So it can be the one that are used to treat illnesses or diseases, even to ease your pain, relieve any symptoms of diseases. And it can also be recreational or illegal substances, drug abuse, yeah, abuse drugs. In contrast to that, pharmaceuticals, yeah, are the products, are those substances, those medicals, yeah, that we use purposely, yeah, for human, for medical applications, and they are developed, tested, and regulated, yeah, so that they are safe to be used, effective in treating diseases, yeah, preventing diseases, and also diagnosing diseases. So that's the difference, yeah, between pharmaceuticals and drugs. Okay, so to understand, yeah, the existence of pharmaceutical industry as it is and why it needs a vigorous assessment, yeah, for new drug registrations. So let me bring you way back, yeah, to 1897. When the scientists at Bayer, one of a chemical company, nowadays is also one of the pharmaceutical company, yeah, introduced a modified versions of salicylic acid, which also nowadays we still use it widely, yeah, to ease your pain, to treat your fever. Okay. And as you can see, there are events that actually contribute to the growth of the pharmaceutical industry itself. And the Second World War somehow is the significant inducer that induced the growth of pharmaceutical industry as they need, yeah, to manufacture, to provide large amount of analgesic, yeah, to ease the pain, antibiotics, yeah, to treat the wounded armies. Okay, and even after that, yeah, the industry, yeah, keep on growing, even after the war. Yeah, so you can see, you know, from the reports, yeah, there was so much introductions of new classes of analgesic, antibiotics, new classes of pharmaceuticals. Yeah, like those that are used to treat hypertension, yeah, beta blockers, ACE inhibitors, and anti-cancer drugs. So this showed how the industry grew until this happened, the thalidomide scandal happened in 1961, that significantly changed the landscape of the pharmaceutical industry itself. Because of this scandal, the regulations, yeah, became stringent. So now new regulations demanded proof of efficacy, purity, and safety of new drugs, new pharmaceuticals, as we also have it. I mean, the same, stringent of assessment, yeah, clinical trials needed before we can actually register new pharmaceuticals. And if you see, because of this, extensive research, clinical trials needed for new registrations of pharmaceuticals. So it somehow create, yeah, a very big pharmaceutical company, which also known as Big Pharma, yeah. As only this big pharma, yeah, able to produce new pharmaceuticals, and therefore this also allow or contribute to the beginning of the era of blockbuster drug, as you can see. Yeah, the first one is Tagamet, cimetidine, marketed by GSK in 1977, and other drugs as well after that. Yeah, blockbuster drugs, meaning that those drugs that give you very high profit, even millions of profits, in a year. And atorvastatin, Lipitor, one of the drugs that we use to treat hyperlipidemia, to reduce your cholesterol level, is the world's best-selling drug of all time. Okay, so the thalidomide scandal, as I mentioned, changed the landscape of regulations, of the new product or new pharmaceuticals. So the scandal is actually way back, happened in 1950s, when this drug thalidomide, that was marketed by a company in Germany, so the drug was actually used to ease morning sickness, in pregnant women. So during that time, women can buy it, without prescriptions, without doctor prescriptions. So they just buy it over the counter. So they use it to ease the symptoms, morning sickness, and also help them, in sleeping. But then the babies, born, the babies born, the babies born with limb deformities, as you can see, on the slide. So this actually has led to a reassessment, of the regulations, and that is why formulations is also important, in formulations of pharmaceutical must meet certain standards, before it can be registered and also marketed. Okay, so now is the science of pharmaceutical formulations. It is very rare for an active pharmaceutical ingredient, is given or is administered to any patients as it is, is a pure chemicals. Usually this API is incorporated into a dosage form, a pharmaceutical dosage form. So the combinations of API and also excipients in the formulations. So we have API, to provide the desired therapeutics effects, and non-medical ingredients or pharmaceutical excipients are added into the formulations into a dosage form, to enhance the stability of the formulations, and of course the goal of designing pharmaceutical dosage form is actually to ease drug administrations. So the dosage form must be conveniently be taken by the patients, easy for the patients to take the medicine. And of course, other goals, the product must be safe and efficacious as well. Okay, so I just give you one simple example. I'm sure you're familiar, with PCM, Panadol, paracetamol. Okay, so the amount of paracetamol in a tablet, just about 500 milligram. Okay, but in a tablet, we need to also add in certain excipients, not only to stabilize the tablet, to make it look palatable, but we need to add filler into the tablet so that the size is reasonable for you to take it orally. So that is the factors that we need to consider when formulating a dosage form. Okay, of course, there are many types of pharmaceutical dosage form which can be classified into route of administrations, how you administer the medicine, orally, applying on the skin, so depends. and also the applications or the use of these pharmaceuticals, whether you use it externally or internally, as I mentioned, site of applications, and of course, the physical state. Yeah, we have dosage form in the form of solid, semi-solid, liquid, and also gases. Yeah. Okay, this one just to give you an overview, different types of pharmaceutical dosage form based on route of administrations. Conventional, we're talking about conventional dosage form. I don't put here advanced drug delivery system, so that one we can have another sessions just for that. Okay, and for the physical form, as you can see here, we have solid, semi-solid, liquid, and gases. And the excipients depends on the type of pharmaceutical dosage form. And you must be wonder, how to pick or to select which dosage form for your active ingredients. Okay, so so I will explain very briefly about the general steps. Of course, first of all, in identifying or determining a suitable dosage form for pharmaceutical for your active ingredients, you need to understand the physicochemical properties of your API, your active ingredient. To understand that, of course, you need to carry out pre-formulation studies, characterize the physical characteristic, chemical characteristic of your API. You need to understand, the solubility of the active pharmaceutical ingredient, and of course, we need also to understand how much it is actually absorbed once inside your body if you're talking about oral delivery. And after we have that idea, what is the dosage form, then we move on to the formulations development. Okay, combining the active ingredients with the other ingredients, the excipients, in order for us to produce a stable, a good quality of product which meet all the standards required by the regulatory body for marketing or registering new product, new pharmaceuticals. And stability testing is also important for pharmaceuticals, because we try to avoid any productions of impurities, which may actually produce or cause side effect or undesirable effects, which can also interact with the pathway of the drugs, which may affect the effectiveness as well. That is why stability testing is also important, and we need to look into that to ensure that the pharmaceuticals, the products are stable enough under various environmental conditions, like temperature, humidity, and also light. And of course, these formulations, as I mentioned a few times, must meet all the regulatory standard, and it involves extensive documentation and testing throughout the process. Okay, so selections of dosage form. Okay, how to select a suitable dosage form for our active ingredients. Of course, we need to identify drug properties, understand the physicochemical properties of our API, tak kenal maka tak cinta. That is why we need to know our drug first. Okay, so we need to assess the solubility, stability, permeability of the drug so that we can strategize what kind of dosage form is suitable for poorly water-soluble drug or soluble drugs. Okay, we might need just a simple formulations for soluble drugs, water-soluble drugs, but we may need to put other agents, other excipients in order to improve solubility of our API. So it depends on the physical-chemical properties of the API. And as I said, yeah, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics also need to be understood for the API, how the drug is absorbed, what is the rate and extent of absorptions, because we need to make sure that the drugs is absorbed and maintained in its intact form in our systemic circulations, in our blood, and the concentration is sufficient enough at the site of action. So that is why it is important for us to understand how it is metabolized and excreted from our body. And of course, we need to also understand, yeah, what is the applications, indications of the API, yeah, what is the site of action, so that we can determine what is the best route of administrations, what is the durations of the effect, yeah, the onset, and so on. And the most important thing as well is the patient's compliance. Without this, we will not get a good clinical outcome. So that is why to design a formulations that is convenient enough for the patients to take is a very important. I don't think you like to take your tablets, yeah, so many times in a day. So that is why we need to design a dosage form that can actually reduce the frequency of administrations, and the dosage may not be too big for you. So that's also the important factors need to be considered other than other factors, yeah. For example, age of your target patients. Children may not be able to take tablets. Okay, so we need to consider to produce children-friendly formulations, which that is why our group is also looking into that, yeah, to develop a new pharmaceutical dosage form, which known as fluid gel, so that anyone that has difficulty in swallowing can easily take the medicine. Okay, so these are the factors need to be considered. And of course, yeah, selections of excipients depends on the dosage form. What type of the dosage form, yeah, that we try to develop here. So that's the most important factors, and also the drug characteristic, the API characteristic. As I said just now, if the drug is poorly water soluble, then you may need to put a solubilizing agent, yeah, to help or to facilitate drug dissolutions, and also route of administration. And whatever we add into the formulations, yeah, they have their own functions. We do not actually put anything into it without any functions. So depending on what is our goal, what we are trying to achieve, so we add the excipient based on that as well. Yeah, for example, if you have a very bitter drugs, yeah, like paracetamol, so in that case, we need to put flavoring agents, sweeteners, or we can also use advanced delivery system to mask this unpleasant taste to make it palatable. Yeah, all this, yeah, is important. Yeah, the appearance of the product itself. I don't think people would want to take any of products that doesn't look so good. So these are the factors need to be considered as well when you formulating a dosage form or pharmaceuticals. Okay, just a glimpse, on common excipients for solid dosage form, semi-solid dosage form, and also liquids. So I just picked those that are very much common to you. Okay, so as you see here, a tablet, a tablet. In one tablet, of course, these are the common excipients that we add into the formulations. Filler or diluent to make a good size of a tablet. We may need to coat the tablet to protect our API from moisture to prevent degradations of our API. So and of course, there are certain other excipients included to help in bioavailability in drug absorptions. For example, we need this integrant to help in disintegrations in to enhance the solutions of your drugs. Okay, and when we're talking about semi-solid dosage form, so I just focus on cream and ointment. Okay, so of course, we need to make it a stable formulations, as stable as desired. Okay, that is why if we're talking about creams, emulsifier is one of the important excipients to be included to stabilize the droplets of emulsions. And of course, to increase patients' compliance, acceptance, then we need also to put thickening agents so that the cream can be easily applied on the skin. And if we want to also provide moisture to the skin, so we can also put humectants into the formulations. Okay, and liquid dosage form. For liquid dosage form, the common and conventional ones, as you can see, we have solutions, suspensions, and emulsions. We have specific ingredients or excipients for certain types of dosage form, as you can see on the slide. Okay, and now just a little bit about the strategy, how to formulate our formulations. Of course, there are so many systematic approach which you can look for, explore. But one of the simple way to find out or to determine what is the strategy should be used. One of the way is by looking at the biopharmaceutic classifications of your drug substance, of your API. Because this classifications is made based on the two properties, solubility of your drug and also permeability of your drug across the biological membrane. So you can use this as your guide, to formulate your formulations, As you can see here, these classifications, based on two things, solubility and permeability. And there are 4 classes. So class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. So you need to determine which class is your substance, drug substance. Okay, if your drug substance fall under high solubility, high permeability, class 1 BCS, then easy for you to formulate your formulation, because it is very less likely for you to require like advanced drug delivery system, because the compound is water soluble, easily penetrate your membrane. So it would just need maybe a simple formulations like solutions. And if you look class 2, those substances that have high permeability, low solubility. So in this case, you might need to strategize your formulations by looking how to improve the solubility. So you might need to use solubilizing agent, or you might need to use any other method to increase solubility, like particle size reductions, nanoparticles, advanced drug delivery system. So that is one way, yeah, how to actually identify, yeah, or to come up with a strategy to formulate your new compound or new substance. Okay, so that's about all, yeah, for formulations. For me, about the challenges, of course, the challenges very much associated with the stringent regulations, which need very long period of time just to register a new compound. You need very high financial investments. So these are the challenges, yeah, especially for advanced drug delivery system when you're talking about the nanoparticles, yeah, there are so many drug delivery system nowadays, which all these, yeah, need very much extensive research, extensive experimental testing. Okay, so that there's challenges, and more complex you create your formulations, more difficult for you to scale up as well. So that is also one of the challenges, yeah, in formulating pharmaceuticals. And of course, for the opportunity, career opportunity, depending what is your academic background. If you have biology background, yeah, so I really think you can join R&D team, yeah, work with formulation scientists in terms of how to actually relate this biological, yeah, processes in your body, yeah, with the formulations that which can improve the bioavailability or dry absorptions. Okay, so I think that would be enough for this time around. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Haliza, for the interesting and wonderful explanation on drug formulation and how it impact our life in our life. So we will reserve the question for the last session. Now we will now proceed with our third panelist, which is technologist Dr. Norhayu Asib. So allow me to read her biography first. So technologist Dr. Norhayu Asib is a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Agriculture, University Putra Malaysia UPM, where she is affiliated with the Department of Plant Protection. She holds a PhD in entomology from UPM and has established expertise in areas such as insect toxicology, pesticide science, pesticide application techniques, and pest control. Her research primarily focused on the development of biopesticides, sustainable agriculture, and insect physiology. Technologist Dr. Norhayu Asib has authored numerous peer-reviewed articles and presented her findings at various national and international conferences. Her work has garnered recognition from experts globally, and she actively collaborates with scientific society and academic. Notable among her publications are studies on bioherbicidal properties on plant extract, nano-emulsion formation for pest control, and genetic diversity in agriculture pests and disease. Currently, she's doing a 2-year secondment with a private company, DB Bioscience Sendian Berhad, as a Chief of Research and Development to focus on formulation in agrochemical and commercialization. So, Dr. Norhayu, please, same thing, please enlighten us on the science of formulation in agrochemical, its important aspect, and as well as perhaps discuss the industry concern and career opportunity in this field of research.
Okay,
Dr.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for a nice introduction. So can you see my slide now?
Yes. we can see
Okay. All right. So in the slide show view, right?
in a slideshow. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So okay. Okay, so today I just want to brief, I just want to give general informations of formulation and agrochemicals. So basically what we can see here, the agrochemicals, we have a lot the agrochemicals in the market. So there are many. So these are the list of the agrochemicals. So we have the chemical pesticide, we have the plant growth regulators, we have the fertilizer, and also the soil conditioner and chemicals used in animal husbandry. So what we can see here, these are in the listed in the agrochemicals. So of course, for the chemical pesticide, actually this quite popular. Okay, nowadays because we have a lot of the chemical pesticide in the worldwide countries, and also the fertilizer because now we have the golden crops, okay, in Malaysia, such as the oil palm plantations. So we have, okay, for the, of course, what we can see here, we have the insecticide, okay, of course, for controlling the insects, fungicide, herbicide, okay, and so on. So for the plant growth regulators, this is the supplements of the growth promoters, okay, some of the growth retardants for the plants, and also the fertilizer, of course, the nutrients for the plants, for the complex, and also the micronutrients for the plants. And also we have the nowadays they are currently used the supplement for replace for the antibiotic, like the injection to the livestock. So they are using the some of the active ingredient which is can give the supplement the growth promoter to the livestock, so through the formulations. All right, so this is the agrochemical formulation. So we had, as we know that this is compulsory. We need to have the active ingredients. So the active ingredient is the chemical does the work. Okay, the AI prevent, destroy, repels, or mitigates a pest, or in the plant regulators, defoliants, desiccants, or nitrogen stabilizer. So if we do the formulations without active ingredients, without this AI, so it doesn't work of our formulations. So next, for the active ingredients, actually, the chemicals in the pesticide products or also the fertilizer products that act to control the pest. Okay, active ingredient must be identified by name on the pesticide products label together with the in the percentage by the weight, because in Malaysia we have the pesticide board. So when we want to register to our pesticide, chemical pesticide or botanical pesticide, we need to um, give the, we need to, what we can call it, we need to let them know what kind of AI inside in our formulations. Okay, so this is next we need to put the innate ingredients. So this is one of the compulsory mixing ingredients to make it to the formulations, so they make them convenient to handle, safe, and easy to apply. Okay, so inert, for the inert, they are important for product performance and also for the usability. Okay, so this is for the formulation components. So we have the active ingredients. So actually we have a lot of the active ingredients in the world. So because but we want to know what kind of our target. So let's say our target is the insects. So we need to find out what kind of the active ingredients suitable for our target. So actually in the International Resistant Action Committee in the IRAC. So they have listed a lot of the active ingredient there. And also for the herbicide, they have the Herbicide Resistant Active Action Committee. So also they also have listed all those active ingredients. Okay, seems like the fungicide and others. Okay, so we just follow the requirement and also the throughout the worldwide countries. So the next for the active ingredient, of course, this is compulsory. Okay, depending on our targets. So next we also have the for activity. Okay, for activity meaning that we need to have the inert ingredients lah in our formulations. So we have the, let's say we use this certain solvent, okay, compatibility agents, okay, anti-evaporants, humectants, okay, antioxidant, UV screens. Okay, some of the active ingredient it need to be to put the some of the UV screen in their formulations because of the some of the active ingredients they may degraded into the after exposing to the sunlight. This is why we need to put the little bit of the UV screen in our formulations, and also for the wetters, stickers. Stickers actually is good to use when the raining seasons. Okay, and then because we want to retain or sustain in our formulations, sustain into the target. Okay, for the certain period, and also for the herbicide absorptions, herbicide enhancers, okay, and also other synergies, and also bactericides. And then for safety, for the pesticide, they are also have the warning colors. Okay, for the certain pesticide, they also have the certain colors to use in their pesticides. Okay, and also sensors, deterring agents, okay, and also the emetics. So this is for the active ingredient plus in ingredients, so you can proceed for your formulations. Okay, so how you want to proceed for your formulations? So of course we need to have the indicator. Okay, what kind of the indicator we use in our so far based on our experience? For the indicator to make the formulations, we need to construct a phase diagram, okay, to get the isotropic region. So basically from the isotropic regions, we need to comply and then complement what industry needs. Okay, so let's say for the surfactant, what we know that nowadays is quite expensive in terms of the cost. Okay, so this is why we have have the certain ratio, and also project the ratio basically based on the cost effective lah. And also then we need to put the some of the other other ingredients to make that our formulation is better and then stable. Okay, so for the agrochemical spray batch, of course, end up after you will get the end product. So the end product of the formulation is in the concentrated form. So after the concentrated form, so you will you can dilute it into the water, because how you want to dilute in the water, actually you need to calculate lah how big your area you want to spray, and then how big area you want to apply. Okay, basically some of the chemical or some of the pesticide formulation, it can be added the adjuvant, what we can call that as a tank mix. Okay, so after they're diluted in the water, so before they want to spray into the target, so they mix together with the adjuvant. So we can call it as the tank mix. Okay, why we can put the adjuvant? Why we put in there as the tank mix? Because of they want to make the formulation or the product spray better, very good penetration, give the better absorption to the target, and also to prolong lah the shelf life of the product at that area. Okay, at their target. Okay, so why in the ingredient? Why we add the ingredients? So of course, for ease of the pesticide product handling. Okay, some of the because of the active ingredient itself, actually is quite very because we are using the small amount of the active ingredient. So this is why we need to add another inert ingredient into it. If we are using just only for the active ingredient in that particular target. So what we can see here, it can cause the quite high, and also the penetration is not good as we add the inert ingredients. So next, of course, for improve the ease of the applications by preventing caking or foaming when dilution before the spraying process. So the inert make measuring the mixing the pesticide easier, easy to measure compared to use the single active ingredients. So they extend the product's shelf life, okay, to provide for safety. So of course, for improved safety for the applicator. So next, for the protect the pesticide from degradation due to exposure to the sunlight. So this is makes the AI active ingredient work better, better penetration, more selectivity, increase the effectiveness. So of course, in the agrochemicals, what we can see here after we are using the adjuvant in our product, what we can see here. So the penetration and also the absorption to the target is quite evenly. Okay, compared you with not using the without the adjuvant. Okay, so the term adjuvant basically means the additive lah. Okay, additive. So this is one of the formulation additive which is sold separately to mix with the product when time mix, like I mentioned just now lah. So what we can see here in this figure, so the water beads on the leaf leading to the poor coverage. Okay, because this one, we are not using the adjuvant there, so the coverage is not evenly. Okay, so compared to the when we are using the adjuvant into the our target, so they will give the better absorption and better coverage. Okay, compared to the without using the adjuvant. So the label, of course, the label actually in the pesticide label, they will often the recommend to add an adjuvant. Some of them don't. So if they are recommend to add the adjuvant, so you can add the adjuvant. Okay, because some of the adjuvant they will give you the synergistic activity. Maybe they will give you the very good penetration compared not using that uh, uh, the kind of the adjuvant. So this is the include surfactants, spreaders, wetting agent, colorant dyes, okay, buffer, antifoaming agent, and also the safeness. So this is kind of the list of the adjuvants. Okay, of course, how to choose the right one? So okay, what we can see here, the agricultural adjuvant market actually is quite huge. Okay, the global agricultural adjuvant market in the US and more billion. Okay, most is around almost the 4.5 billion. Okay, up to the 2026, which is the agriculture in the world is quite increasing. Okay, because the population is increasing, so they already needs the food, so the agriculture also they're increasing. Okay, so please, how to choose the right one? Please read the agrochemical label for the recommendation, as I said before. So of course, some of the adjuvant is prohibit just to end the adjuvant, some don't. So just read the label recommendations. Okay, don't use industrial product or household detergent. It can cause the uh, phytotoxic, okay, to your plant. It can cause the lesion to your plant, and sometimes your plant will be die. Okay, because of the household detergent and also the industrial product, because we don't know what the right concentration they are using into that particular purpose. All right. So test before you spend your money. Okay, of course. Okay, so of course, you need to test in the laboratory first. Okay, using the your indicator. Maybe you are using the phase diagram, because you need to construct your phase diagram after you will get the isotropic regions, and then after you further study, go for the RSM, so you will get the better stable ratio, then you will proceed to use that kind of the adjuvants. Okay, then not don't forget that you need to do the physical characteristic and also the biological effect to your target. So this is why we can see how suitable this kind of the surfactant to your when you add into your formulations. Lastly, um, in the industrial term. So what we can see here, they are looking for the cost effective. So you need to calculate your cost. Okay, then you will proceed to your next product. Okay. Of course, after you will get the stable formulations, so you can proceed for the further trial at the real environment. So remember, actually, many pesticide and fertilizer product contain an adjuvant. So this is why, actually, if you really want to add the adjuvant into your pesticide before you spraying, like the tank mix, okay? So yes, you can do that. However, you can increase your cost, okay? So this is for the surfactant. So the surfactant is under the adjuvant. So the material that facilitate that institutes the emulsifying, dispersing, spreading, wetting, or other surface modifying properties of the liquid. So which is we have the two components. We have the polar hydrophilic segment and also the non-polar lipophilic portions. So this is why actually the easy way is you need to know what kind of the compound from your active ingredients. So this is the polar compounds or the non-copolar compounds. So from that active ingredient, you can choose the right surfactant to your formulations. Okay, so this is the types of the surfactants in the market. Of course, we have the iron and ionic, cationic, non-ionic, also the amphoteric. So most likely in our formulations, we are using the anionic. Okay, this is some common formulations lah in the market. Formulation types by use we have the two types. We have the dry formulations and also we have the liquid formulations. For the dry formulation, we have the disposable powder. We have the granules, also the bits. Okay, for this one. For mixing and spraying with the water, of course, this is for the liquid form. Okay, we have the suspension liquid, we have the suspension powder, vegetable powder, emulsifiable concentrate, okay, suspension concentrates, and also the waterable granule concentrates. So we can add into the water. Then we also have the fogging formulation and also the ultra low formulations. All right. So this is just only the brand name abbreviations throughout the abbreviations. Okay, actually after we will see the abbreviation in the pesticide level, so we know that okay, this is the liquid formulation or dry formulations. Okay, so for the selecting of formulations in the field, okay, first we need to know the evaluate advantages and disadvantages using the formulations. Okay, of course, what is our target? So our target, let's say our target is the insect. Of course, we choose the insecticide, the right insecticide which is suitable to control our insects. Okay, insect pests in agricultural crops lah. And then, do you have the right application equipment? Of course. Okay, so if you need to decide, okay, what kind of the tools you want to use. Okay, but now, because nowadays we are using drones, okay, in the field, we are using the knapsack sprayer, mist blower, power sprayer, blower, and so on. So we need to comply with the with this formulation, okay, which is with whether this one this formulation comply or not, or suitable or not to use to that tools. Okay, can the formulations be applied when and where is needed? So we need to know that, okay, is it suitable to use at this field? Okay, is it suitable to use when the exposure to the direct to the sunlight and so on? So we need to we need to decide. And then will the formulation reach the target price and be there long enough. Okay, so we need to know that this is why the use of the adjuvants and also surfactant is important into that particular purpose. All right. So, okay, this is the formulation summary. So, of course, we need to have the active and inert ingredients in our formulations. So, basically, in agrochemicals, we have the dry and liquid formulations. Okay, also the adjuvants, which is it can be used as the tank mix. Okay, okay, and also they choose the precise formulation that will best suit for your pest problem and target site. Okay, safety is for fuse. Okay, human exposure concerns, phytotoxicity, visible residue, and also the application equipment considerations. So actually, we need to know, we need to cook all these comply all these things before you want to spray at the field. Okay, this is some of our research regarding on the preparation of the formulations. Okay, so we have in the prepare the liquid formulations. Okay, using the plant extracts. Okay, using the and also using the entomopathogenic fungi, okay, in the liquid form. And also we have also produce the entomopathogenic fungi through the vegetable powder. Okay, so this is the list in our basically on our research. Okay, not to forget, before you want to comply all these things, the formulation and so on, so we need to comply the safety and toxicology evaluations. If you want to commercialize your product, so of course, if you want to produce the pesticide formulations, you need to comply the safety and also toxicology evaluations. Okay, this is one of the requirement for the pesticide board. Okay, so you need to do the toxicity assessment and also the exposure assessment. Okay, so you need to know that the toxicity threshold, level, mode of action, and so on, because during this testing, so you will get the class of your chemical pesticide. Okay, so you can be classed into the 1A up to the 4. Okay, so actually we can depends on what kind of the toxic your formulations and also as well as your active ingredients. So you need to compare all these safety and toxicology evaluation. And then for the effects of the agrochemical, of course, this they get have the effects on that. So of course, for the soil pollutions, environment, air pollution, as also the water pollutions. So this is of course lah for the effect agrochemicals on environment because of the pesticide runoff. Okay, contribute to pollutions in reservoir, potable water sources and watersheds. Okay, deforestation and soil erosions. Okay, for human and animal health. Okay, and also the causes the misuse. Okay, most likely, the effect of the agrochemical meaning. This is the main factor. Misuse of the agrochemical stems from the farmers and sellers' irresponsible practice. Okay, and also the preventability, the adverse effects are preventable with the proper management and regulations. So this is for the effects of the agrochemicals on soils. Okay, it can effects for the reduction in organic matter, okay, microbiome disruptions, okay, rhizobium, legume symbiosis, fungal population decline, and also the soil degradations. So we need to think about that lah before we want to use the pesticide in the real environment. So of course, for the effects of the agrochemicals on water, contamination of the water bodies, okay, impact on the aquatic life, treat the amphibians, or also the eutrophications. Then lastly, for the effects of the agrochemicals on air, so the air quality is measured by the concentrations of pollutants in the atmosphere. So both indoors and outdoors, agrochemical, especially pesticide, contribute to air contamination, posing the risk to human, animals, and plant health. While some pesticide components remain in the atmosphere briefly, other persist for longer periods, compounding their impacts. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Norhayu, for the interesting and wonderful explanation on agrochemical formulation and its importance on towards our agriculture sustainability. And I think I would like to thank you very much to all our distinguished panelists for sharing with us their knowledge and experience about today's topic. Now, I would like to open our forum to the session for Q&A session. To all audience, please type your question in the chat box and I will read the question for you if the time permits. And while waiting for the question from the audience, I do have a personal question, my question. So my first question to Prof. Rosli.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Prof. Rosli, thank you. Firstly, before you present the alternative of using a low sugar content alternative in a food formulation, for example, using high fiber material, and also using the overripe banana sauce as a sugar source in the food formulation. So
Yeah.
my question is that. How does the food manager stay ahead on this changing consumer trend? So are they really, particularly in Malaysia, the industry, are they really investing on this material, using this material in a food formulation?
Yeah. Very good question. As again, normally when we develop product using any ingredient, alternative. For example, we use this overripe banana as an alternative sweetening agent. Again, when developed, then from the research, from the study, is company doesn't actually very impressed with what we have been invented and we have studied. But again, most important thing is we have to engage with them and then give the sample for them to test. For example, like in our case, we have to do at the intermediate level, which is after we successfully develop in our lab, we have to produce at the middle scale, for example, in the pilot scale, which is the product should be developed, scale up at halal GMP compliant premise. So that is the challenges that we face out. Then again, when we successfully develop that certain sample, for example, in order to develop the product at minimum amount, some premise company, because they have even though at the pilot level, for example, for overripe banana sweetener, we have to find out 100 kg of overripe banana. So that one just for the minimum, So then when we produce at this intermediate scale, for example, at 100 kilo, then we have to pay the service charge lah. So we have to have another grant to cover this. And then when we develop produce at the halal compliant GMP status facilities, and after that we should engage with the company. So that is the stage now. So we have to engage with the various company to convince them. It's not that easy. We have to invest what we call more. We have to produce more. 100 kg for 100 kg banana we get 150 kilo of overripe banana. So we can use 2 kg or 4 kg for every what we call potential partner. So we have identified potential partner, 30 partner to be, we give them. And then again, now we have 3 companies who are willing to test further whether they are interested or not. So not need much effort lah. It's not that just we produce and then we wait, people come to us. No, it's not what we call practical. So we have to our team need to go out and then to engage with various company to convince them that this is the product that we have now, and then we have to convince them. We give them a free product, free sample, for them to test, and after that we get the feedback.
Mm.
From that feedback, we have to, need their recommendation and comment, and after that we have to use the comment, the survey, or the feedback that we gain from the company, and then from that feedback or responses, then we can, uh, meet the angel investor, or maybe with certain agency, with the agency that produce or provide the funding for us. And again, you have to create a spin-off or startup company also. But if you don't have, maybe we can, do what we call this kind of licensing with the interested party. That's another model of collaboration that we can do for commercialization. So at this stage, we have passed the R&D stage. Then now in the intermediate stage, which is to do a pilot. And then the sample, then we can engage with the company. So that is the stage now, lah. But I think we have to do more effort, more engagement, and then persuasion, and also need to do a pitching and so on to get more funding, and also to get interest from the company. So at least one or two companies are safely who want to take up our technology. So with the licensing mode of collaboration, I think that is the success story that we are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. I do hope that your effort will get you know successful in one day. So there's a question from the audiences. So there's two actually. So I will combine these two into one question. So what are the major challenges in the formulation of new food product using the different ingredient, as well as the cost, how the cost is considered when using advanced technology in food formulation for the successful commercialization?
Yeah, main challenges is number one, at the R&D stage, to develop the product that is acceptable by the consumer. So we have to do a very multiple kind of research, try and error, and before we get the final one. Again, the optimization is very important. Optimization, when you want to optimize, then you need to have more ground. It's not that easy. Because normally to test for intervention using human being, you have to do at cellular level first. After you pass the cellular level, and then you can go to the animal model study. With you animal also, you have to have more than 100,000 to complete the basic test. And after that, you can go to the clinical. So I haven't gone through this. For example, using overripe banana. So we're using intervention now. For intervention, we have five level of grant to be secured before we reach at this level. So number one, financial support. Number two, in terms of the optimization, which is the combination of the ratio of between the raw ingredient. So sometimes the ratio is okay already. Optimization, optimized already because of this. For example, when we use certain percentage of banana to replace sugar at certain percentage, 15% for example, and then we replace seaweed flour for 5% to replace flour. So sometimes, okay, result very good already. But number one factor that will affect the effort for our commercialization is the cost. So we have to also calculate the cost as well. So if you this, what is the impact on the cost later on? Whether they want is practical or not for commercialization. So that is the what we call the balance that you have to consider. Number one, the minimal in cost. Number two, the acceptance level by the consumer. I mean the taste. The taste is very important. Even though the product is good, but sometimes if the taste okay, but the price is higher, it's not practical as well. So the most important element is number one, the acceptance level or sensory level. Number one. Number two, at the practical cost, not too expensive. Very difficult for us to get the very low cost, but to get the high sensory or acceptance level. So these are the consideration that we have to consider. And then again, when we engage with the technology, sometimes we don't have the technology, we don't have the machine. So you have to do a MOU with the certain parties who provide the service for you. And then, for example, we have collaboration with UPM for HPP, and then we collaborate with UTM for utilizing their GMP compliant premise for the spray drying method. So we have to do a very much engagement for negotiation before we enter for the commercialization. And then again, to purchase this machine is impossible, because you cannot purchase, because it is a million of ringgit to be invested. Difficult. So we just at the level now, at the pilot level, we just give pay for the service charge for them. And later on, then you have to convince the investor, you have to convince the funder provider, grant provider, to do the pre-commercialization effort, and also later on the commercialization. So you will have a very comprehensive kind of what we call strategy, not only to pay for the services, but also you have to looking forward for the what kind of engagement for the what kind of which party who willing to invest or buy your technology. So you have to do a multiple kind of engagement, pitching, and so on. So a lot of effort need to be there to be done. Not only on the after you get published, it's not sufficient enough. You have to go further to test further at the real environment, and after that go for commercialization, which is I think will benefit the consumer later on, and also the industry. That's my response. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Rosli, for the informative answer. So now, other question. This is for Dr. Haliza Katas. Dr. Haliza. Dr. Haliza. So I will combine two questions in one. So the question is there any particular reason for a certain drug, for example, a certain drug is being formulated in a solid dosage form, for example, tablet or capsule, or versus liquid formation? And is it possible to combine two API in one formulation?
Okay, thank you for the questions. For the first questions, as I mentioned just now, it is very important to know your API. Okay, whether or not to formulate into a tablet, a solid dosage form, or a liquid dosage form. So it depends on the physicochemical properties of the drugs. Okay, let's say your drugs is poorly water soluble. Okay, so maybe the best way to formulate is the tablet. But in case you want it to be in solutions form, still you can design it. But then we need to add a certain ingredient into it, yeah, like I mentioned just now, solubilizing agent, and maybe we can also opt for suspensions, yeah, for poorly water soluble. So it depends. As I mentioned, we need to consider various factors, yeah, before we can decide what is the best dosage form for the API. Okay, so we not just consider one factor, but then we need to consider various factors. Okay.
For the
It
second,
answers the questions.
yes. For the second, I think, is it possible to combine?
All right. Yeah. In general, APIs, yeah, you can formulate more than one API into one formulations. It can be done, but of course, we need to ensure that there is no interactions, yeah, between one API to another, and also API with the excipients. In case there is interactions, then we need to find a way how to solve the problem. Let's say there is interactions between API and excipients, we might want to change another excipients, or we might need to add another excipients to prevent these interactions. Even now, yeah, with the advancement of the technology, yeah, with the use of 3D printer, we can even make a compartmental tablet. So you can put different API into different compartments of a tablets. So that can be done. So it depends on what are the goals you want to achieve and the design. Yeah? We will actually tailor-made the formulations based on the goals. Yeah.
Okay. Understand. Thank you, Dr. Naza. So there's one more question from our fellow researcher at INBIOSIS. In your opinion, as a researcher to secure a research grant, can you suggest us either to study a novel drug delivery system or economical yet high-performing drug delivery system? So, yeah.
Right. Actually, there is no right or wrong answer for this question. By the way, thank you, Dr. Murni, for the question. Okay, so for my own opinion, I think to push the boundaries, yeah, of our current technology, it is important for us to look into a novel drug delivery system, yeah, because this one might be the way to go in order for us to make significant advancements. But we need also to somehow consider the needs, other needs, immediate healthcare needs, for example, cost-effective therapy, low-cost therapy. So, I think we need to balance. Yeah, we need to have a balance between novel and also something that is cost effective. I mean, of course, we want high performance with low budget, but then in reality, it has to do. So we need to have a balance, yeah. So cost effective is also important, cost effective solutions. So that one is maybe the way to go if we want to provide a fast and cheaper therapy to patients. Yeah? For example, we could do some modification, just a small modifications to drug delivery system or to our formulations to allow it be used by the patients as soon as possible. Yeah. The same thing as we develop generic drugs or biosimilars. Okay, so that would be my answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Haliza. So I believe we have a few more minutes for question for Dr. Norhayu. So Dr. Norhayu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So there's a few questions from the audience, so I will read some of them. Hold on. Okay, so the first question is, what are the key differences in the pesticide formulation process between a typical pesticide designed for spraying application and one intended for drum injection?
Okay, basically for the pesticide formulation process, actually it's quite same because what we want to make is the formulation. So okay, and then the different types of the applications. Okay, for the spraying applications, of course, we can go for the liquid or maybe we can go for the dry formulation. Okay, we can design on that particular formulations, type of the formulations. But the other one for the dry injections, what you need to do is you need to make sure that your compounds or your active ingredients actually has the ability to translocate. Okay, meaning that if we go for the dry injection, it can be ability to translocate to the up to the shoots of the trunk lah. Okay, so most likely for the dry injection, we are using the concentrated form. Compared you are when compared to the spraying application, we need to dilute into the water. So actually, it's quite different. So the other thing is maybe we can use the different types of the surfactant or also the adjuvant, which is can enhance the ability to the penetrate to the target and as well as the for the intended for the dry injections. Maybe we can use for the some of the adjuvants or surfactant which has the ability to help the compounds to translocate to the in the trunks.
Thank you, Dr. Norhayu. So the next question is, what are the ideals? Just now you mentioned about pesticide, the bioactive of the pesticide. So what are the ideal characteristic of the bioactive compound in a pesticide formulation?
Actually, it's quite, we have in the context of the pesticide formulations, the ideal characteristic of the bioactive compound actually includes a lot. Okay, many factors are involved in that to get the ideal characteristic of the bioactive compounds, which is the first we need to know the target specificity. So the bioactive compound should effective target the specific pest. Okay, so maybe and then also causing harm to non-target organism, okay, including beneficial insects and also the animals and also the some of the plants. So next, we need to know the high efficacy. So it should have strong pest control capabilities even at the low concentrations and also the reducing the required dosage. Okay. Then the other one is the environmental safety. The compound should degrade into the non-toxic byproducts and have minimal persistence in the environment to avoid long-term ecological harm and also the low toxicity to human and animals and also the compatibility, stability, mode of action, cost effectiveness. Also, actually, we have a lot of the other biocompound activities. Okay.
All right, thank you, Dr. Naryo. So I do have my own personal question. I mean, my question. Before you said that the use of adjuvant, so it's not encouraged to use adjuvant using, for example, household detergent because it can cause the toxicity to the plant. So now, may I know what is the common adjuvant that being used in the formulation of agrochemical formulation, and is sugar-based surfactant is one of the common ingredient in the agrochemical formulation?
Okay, actually we have a lot of the agrochemical adjuvants in the market. Actually, we can it directly can be used. Actually, we have two types of the adjuvant in the market. We have the one we can call it as the mineral base. The other one is the plant base. Okay, so the plant base actually even though in our oil, okay, like the we can get that adjuvant from the oleochemical companies, okay, such as in the BSF, okay, the Syngenta, whatever, and so on. So actually, they provide a lot of the chemical adjuvants for the specific for the agrochemical product. Okay, so that kind of the agrochemical adjuvants actually is more compatibility and as well as they are safe to use when we are formulated into in when we are adding with the active ingredients. Okay, not like the detergent in our household. Actually, we don't know what kind of the concentration suitable to the plant. Okay, so in our agrochemical adjuvant, actually we have a lot of the when we are looking for the structures of the chemicals, so we are using just only for the we can see the C change, okay, the carbon change of that the suitability with our active ingredient actually. Okay, that's all.
All right, thank you. Dr. Noyo, there's one more question. There's another question. So, in your experience, how long does it take how long does it take for a finding to be developed, for a product to be developed, for example, pesticide, and the pesticide formulated may be suitable for one plant species and may not work with other plant species, as a different plant species respond differently. So then how do we come up with a formulation that is suitable for all plant species, which is a general formulation for all plant species? So what are the factors considered?
Okay, first, of course, first we want to know what kind of okay, based on my experience, I can make and also successfully to commercialize my biopesticide up to the 2 years. Okay, and then mana soal tu kejap ya? Okay, okay, which one? The questions? Essential. All right. So this is one. Okay. First, we need to know what kind of our target. Okay, so let's say in my field, actually our target, of course, in the insect. So this is why we are looking for the active compound which is has the insecticidal activity, which is can give the mortality or maybe can control the insect pest. Okay, so the insect actually. Inside the insects, we have the different types of insects. We have the chewing insects, we have the sucking insect pest. So what type of the sucking insect pest? Okay, what type of the sucking insect pest? So we need to clarify which one this kind of the bioactive compound can give the bad effect or side effect to that kind of insects. So actually we can it's like the flow. You need to do the flow, which is the what. So the last your target, what is your target? So meaning that let's say like our experience, so we are targeting for the sucking insect pest. So the sucking insect pest we have a lot. So we can choose just only one, the sucking insect pest, whether this kind of the sucking insect pest which is has the major infestation in the certain plant. Okay, so we can choose like that lah. So basically then after you will get the stable formulation, successful formulation on that things, so we can directly go through on the cost effective. We try to find out we try to calculate the cost. Okay, which is it your formulation ability to sell to commercialize? Okay, so this is why you need to know that. Then the other things, maybe after the parallel, you need to do the sequence study. So after this kind of the insect will control the certain insects, so maybe you can move to the other insects. Then you go for the field trial, for the large field trial, then you will get the success formulations. Okay, not only that things, so you need to comply with the pesticide board requirement as well. Mm.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Norhayu. Okay, for your information to all panelists, there are actually a lot of questions that I think because of we don't have a sufficient time for this for today. So may I ask your permission for the audience or students, if they have any question, they can directly email contacting you, all of you, Kerana, Dr. Norhayu, Prof. Rosli, and Dr. Haliza.
Sure, can. Boleh,
Right,
boleh.
thank you. So for those who have a personal question or particular question to all our panelists today, you may direct contact our panelists. So everyone, I believe that we have reached the end of our forum today. So today, to wrap up today's forum, it is clear. For your information for today, for our panelists, there is about 80 plus people join our forum today. So that is a big number. Congratulations and Alhamdulillah. So to wrap up today's forum, it is clear that the science of formulation is at the heart of creating innovative and effective sustainable product across food, pharmaceutical and agrochemical. It is improving the nutritional value of the food value, ensuring the safety and efficacy of medicine, and also as well as to develop sustainable solution in agriculture. Formulation science is shaping the future of this industry in significant ways. So a big thank you to our panelists, Professor Rosli, Ishak, Associate Professor Prof. Haliza, Dr. Haliza Katas, and also to technologist Dr. Norhayu Asib for sharing your valuable insight with us today. Your expertise is highly valuable, and you guys have made this forum both interesting and innovative. And thank you to to everyone in the audience for your participation. We hope that you have found this forum very helpful and meaningful, and as well as inspiring. So before we end our forum today, let us immortalize this session by switching on your video, so that our technical team can, snap a photo for this photo session, for this forum. So to all audience, kindly switch on your
Agak
video.
buka lampu je.
So I believe Puan Intan,
Yes, yes.
so are you ready for the uh, poster session?
Okay. All right, everyone ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So before we say goodbye, we have to attendants, to all audience, we have posted the attendance link at the chat box, and kindly be informed that this link will be available for only 30 minutes, and before the link will be closed. So before I end this session, I would like to invite the speaker, Professor Dr. Rosli Ishak, Associate Professor Dr. Haliza Katas, and Technologist Dr. Norhayu Asib to join the presentation. Dr.